Hi friends, it's Paige. Today, actually, first off, I'm gonna say welcome to my first video because I think this is the first one that's gonna be going up. Thank you for watching if you're out there. So today I'm gonna be talking about my small luxury collection. This is it, and my wish list. What am I planning on buying next? I probably mentioned before on my Instagram, I have a big interest in luxury. So yeah, I'm definitely planning on expanding my collection soon, and let's get into it. So my first, I know some people don't consider this brand to be luxury, but I do because it is quite expensive. And they do definitely have some products that exceed the $1,000 mark, which is kind of a big marker for me, luxury. And it's some MCM sunglasses. So this is the case. And these are the glasses. I will put them on for you just so you can see. They are quite oversized. A lot of people make fun of me, but I just love them. I think they're really cool. They have a nice little tortoise shell, as you can see, and yeah. I got these from Nordstrom Rack probably about a year or two ago. The sunglasses themselves, I really like. Like I said before, pretty standard, but I think they're really cool. They've lasted pretty well, not too many scratches, and I definitely don't baby them or anything. But the case is another story. So like I said, here's the case, the classic MCM print. Yeah, and so about a day or two after I got the case, I don't know if I dropped it or if it came like it, and I was just so excited that I didn't notice, but the case is super warped. I don't know if you can see this, but it is dented. It goes in like that, and it doesn't line up. Yeah, and it just gave me, you can actually see it a lot better on the inside. The lining's actually come a little separated from this outside leather part. Yeah, that just, it gave me kind of a really bad feeling, just because it was literally days after I got these sunglasses. And yeah, so even though it is, I did buy them from Nordstrom Rack, so yes, sometimes items do tend to come maybe damaged or a little defective. I still paid $70 for these, which isn't cheap for sunglasses. And I would want them to be very high quality and whatnot. The sunglasses themselves, thankfully, I haven't had a problem with. Just the case. Yeah, so I honestly don't see myself buying from MCM again anytime in the near future just because of that, but the sunglasses themselves I'm pretty happy with. I'm just not very happy with the case, unfortunately. My next product is my second luxury purchase, and I got this from The Real Real, and it is a Dior saddle wallet, which I know these are super sought after right now, and this is in the nylon material, not in leather. The hardware is a gunmetal kind of color, if you can see. Yeah, I'm really lucky to get this for what I did. I think I got it for about $250. It does have a leather interior with the little Christian Dior right there. I've had some problems. So the closure on it is this little kind of snap button. You can see there, it's one of those, they snap together like so. And as you can see right there, it doesn't snap anymore. I got it to snap because there isn't anything in this right now, but when I do have my cards and cash in it, it doesn't stay shut. But I do really like this, and I think this was a good investment piece, and also a steal considering this is a pretty trendy item at the moment. So I think I'm gonna contact Dior just to see how I can go about getting it fixed. I know since I did not purchase this from Dior, they probably will not help me or give me any sort of discount, but just to get an idea on how to go about getting this fixed, because my biggest issue is you won't be able to see it here, but that little button does say Dior on it, which is my kind of main reason for not just going to any handbag repair shop and being like, hey, fix this button, because I feel like it's a pretty easy fix. So the goal is just to kind of see if there's a way to get this button matched, or if I do just kind of have to get the button repaired without getting a new Dior one. So unfortunately not the happiest about that purchase either. My next purchase, very, very happy about. It actually does have my cards in it at the moment, so excuse me. Bought this in Los Angeles last summer and on Rodeo Drive at the St. Laurent store, and it is this St. Laurent card case. Really great, has a lot of space. Two on the front, two on the back, two on the front, one on the top. This has lasted me really well considering I've used it non-stop since I got home from California, and I don't baby it at all. It has a nice grained leather. Even the YSL, I don't know if you can see, doesn't really seem to be scratched. The corners are looking pretty good. And yeah, this is kind of, as you probably can tell, my first luxury purchase that I'm like super, super happy about. Yeah, and the quality, just I found to be great. The color goes with everything. Very classic, very timeless. I hope I will have this piece forever. This I did not purchase myself, just so we know. This was a gift to me from my uncle. It is a little dirty at the moment, so please excuse me. I know others will also not consider this to be a luxury brand. Considering the kind of hype around it, I do. It is a Supreme beanie. Considering this was a gift and I didn't know, like I didn't ask for it, like I had no idea that this was coming to me, I really like it. I'm not a big hat wearer, but this did kind of get me into it. I'm still kind of learning how to style it and whatnot, but overall I have been super happy with it, and I don't really have a lot to say on this one. Just honestly, I don't know a whole lot about Supreme. Obviously know a lot of hype, super hard to get into. I know their prices aren't too crazy, which is why some might not consider this to be luxury, but considering kind of the hype around it and how it's hard to even like get to the store or get stuff online, I do consider this to be a luxury piece, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. My final luxury purchase, another difficult one, if you will. And these kind of came to me on a whim, so there's a story behind this. So in February of this year, before the coronavirus pandemic, I was at the mall with my family. We're in Sunglasses Hut, just looking around, whatever. And I saw these Tom Ford sunglasses, and I put them on my face, and I was like, oh my god, these are like the prettiest ever. I took a bunch of selfies with them on. I was like, I love these. But as people watching this video probably know, Tom Ford sunglasses retail for like $500, and I was like, could not justify that. And then flash forward to probably about June, in the middle of the pandemic, whatever. I was browsing around on Saks off 5th, which is like Nordstrom Rack, and they had them on there for about $150. So of course I was like, ah, and I bought them. So excited. And so now I'll show you them just so I can get into the next part of my story. So this is the case. It's a little velvety kind of case. The Tom Ford right there. And these are the glasses. Look at them. So pretty. Very like classic silhouette as well. I'm obsessed. And so I bought them. They came and I was so excited. I was like losing my mind. And I opened them up and see how there's the frame here, and then the lens sits right into the frame. It was separated. There was a whole gap, like there was a space in between. And I was like, I was so mad. So I returned them to the Saks off 5th store. I was really upset. I was like, you know what, like I just need to stop buying things from Nordstrom Rack, Saks off 5th. I mean designer goods, like I've bought in other stuff and it's been fine. Just because as you can see I haven't had good luck with it. But I went home, I was like, you know what, they're probably not in stock anymore. But for some reason I still went and I looked to see if they were still in stock, and they were. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy myself one more pair. If that pair is defective, that's it, it's over. So I went, I bought myself another pair. They came, and they were perfect. As I've shown before, these are them. Here's a little further away shot. Really stylish. And yeah, I have been obsessed with them ever since. Haven't gotten to wear them out much though, because pandemic, but hopefully in the coming year or so, I will get a lot more use out of them. And so that is my luxury collection as of currently. And now I will get into my wish list. What am I buying next? So, these aren't in any specific order. I just made myself a little luxury wish list. And yeah. So just for reference, I only keep 5 items on my luxury wish list at a time because I have eyes bigger than my wallet. What can I say? I would put literally everything on my wish list. So again, this might not be considered luxury, but considering they are hard to get and do on the resale market are quite pricey. My first item is the Yeezy Boosts 350 V2 in Cinder Non-Reflective. I've really wanted Yeezys for a while. I've went through phases of which color I got. About 2 years ago, I got really close to buying a pair, but then didn't. I was out of a job for a while. Now that I'm working again, I am kind of like, ooh, I do want them. I see people with them on all the time in any color. And I'm just like, oh, they look so good. And I did try some on one time. And they were so comfortable. So comfortable. And I want the cinder color because it's just pretty practical for my wardrobe. A black sneaker. It's a classic. What can I say? They retail for about $220, but they're super hard to get when they get dropped on retail. So most of the time you do have to buy them resold, and that's when the price kind of gets hiked up. Yeah. And so my second item on my luxury wish list is the Louis Vuitton Clemence wallet in the black empreinte leather. Retails for about $785, and this purchase was, so I've always wanted a Louis Vuitton long wallet, but I've only known about the Zippy, which if anyone has seen the Zippy is huge. It's like, it's big. I believe Arlena Davison has this wallet that I want. I believe I saw her with it, and it's really nice because it's a long wallet, but it's slim. It isn't too big, it's about that. And yeah, as you can see, I do have my small Dior wallet and I have my YSL card case, but I did want to have a bigger wallet. But the Zippy is kind of just, it's impractical in my opinion. Yeah, so Louis Vuitton Clemence wallet. The third item on my luxury wish list is the Versace Palazzo Empire bag in the small size in all black. They have different color variations, and I want the one that has a black bag and the black Medusa head on the front. I do not have a retail price for this item because I believe it has been discontinued. I literally cannot find any information about it online in any of the forums, nothing. It's been erased from history essentially. You can find pictures, but like no news on what actually happened to it. So I'm hoping to get in touch with maybe some local consignment stores and also look on the Real Vestiaire and see if I can get one pre-loved. I'm hoping it will be between in like the $1,500 mark, but I think it can go a little higher or a little lower. It's not a super popular bag, so I don't see it being like a Chanel classic flat price, like being like super hiked up or anything. And yeah, I really like it because it's so pretty. It has, I'll insert a picture, but it has like this shiny black Medusa head on the front, and it closes like the Birkin closes, so it's almost a flap on top, but you can't really tell it's a flap, and it's so cool. Like, it reminds me of a Birkin in a lot of ways, which is obviously not in the cards at the moment. But yeah, it's a really, really stunning bag, so I hope that will be entering my collection at some point in the near future. My next item on my wish list is the Celine large trio bag in black. So it retails for about $1,400. So there's a story behind this one. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I got a Michael Kors bag. It actually wasn't even a Michael Kors bag. It was a Michael Kors dupe, but it did like say Michael Kors on it. Whatever. It was black and it had these 3 pouches on it, and it was a crossbody bag, and I loved it. I found that 3 pouch thing to be so just like practical, and it gives you a lot of space without being like too bulky or crazy. And I loved it so much. But since it was a dupe, it's probably a little cheaper quality. And about this, I think it was about 2 years ago, I was walking around the mall with my friend. It was my go-to bag. Like, I only ever wore this bag, okay? And the strap literally just snapped. And I was like, because it was such a good bag. Like, I know people look at dupes and are like, ew, and it was only like a Michael Kors dupe, so pretty like on the lower end side of expensive bags anyway, but it was so functional, and I was so upset. And then at the same time, that was around the same time I started getting into handbags in the first place. I believe it was the Anna Edits video when she bought her puzzle bag, but she was talking about her Celine bag too. And that was the first time I'd ever seen the Celine trio, and I was like, it's the bag, it exists, it's in luxury. And the Celine trio is also cool too, because like you can take apart the pouches so you could wear it as like a clutch. And yeah, it just seems like a super practical and functional bag, especially since I know I like that style of bag. So ever since I saw that video, I was like, Celine trio bag, let's go. So ridiculous. I don't know why I was so excited about that. The next bag on my wish list is the Loewe small puzzle bag. I know this bag has been kind of hyped up a bit recently, and I have totally been victim. The Anna Edit has it, like I mentioned, and it just looks like she has it in like a navy blue color, which I think is totally not a practical color in my opinion, but it's just such a practical bag whenever I see her use it. And it is pretty expensive. Like, I think it retails for like $2,700, and that's only the small size. But I think like I would get it and I would have it like literally forever, and it would be like another go-to bag. Like I was talking about the Celine trio, like it just seemed like it works. And I'm interested in a few colors. The black, obviously, I'm super partial to black bags because they go with everything, they're classic, whatever. Also the light oat color, which is kind of like a very light taupe color, and I believe it's sand and mink, which is kind of like a warmer toned tan. Yeah, and I just feel like, yes, it's super expensive, but I feel like I would get a ton of use out of it, and it would be totally worth it, and the cost per wear would be great. And the final item on my luxury wish list, this one is one that's out in the future a ways, but I did want to put it on my wish list just so I can keep it in my head for saving purposes. I do want a Chanel classic flap in the jumbo size, which does retail for about $7,100. Ew. In the caviar leather in black. Horrific price, truthfully horrific. But I do feel a little better because I watched Alyssa Lenore's video, and she was talking about how like you 100% should absolutely not buy a Chanel classic flap new. Like, it's just not worth it at all. It's so much better to buy it on the pre-loved market because the price is better, and like they're so frequently available that you can get like an almost new one if that's what you're looking for. So I probably will end up going down that path when the time comes. But yeah, it's just, I bought into the hype. So many bloggers have it, and it's classic. Like, it's called a classic flap for a reason. It's just a good bag. Yeah, so hopefully as I buy some of these items on my wish list, I will be able to add more. Like I said before, I keep it small just for the sake of budgeting purposes. But I have 2 honorable mentions. Will hopefully come into my wish list and my collection later on. The first is the Gucci horsebit loafers, and the leather ones in the convertible style, so the ones that you can kind of like press the heel down, the back of the heel to almost make it like a mule situation. They retail for about $830 in the black color. I really like these because they are convertible. They have non-convertible ones as well, because ideally I do like the mule, but that's just not practical for me. I live in New England, so we have pretty harsh winters, so it would be a very limited season to wear a mule, but with the loafer where I can kind of make it a slip-on shoe, just works a lot better. And the Anna edit has them, and even though she talked about recently that she doesn't wear them as much anymore, she talked about how comfortable they were, like the cost per wear on them was great. And yeah, I'm really interested in adding those in my collection in the future because they are just a very classic, good, all-rounder shoe. They can be dressed up or down. My second honorable mention is the Senrev Maestro bag. I do not know what size I want yet. I do not know what color I want yet, or what leather. They have every single option possible. They come in about 3 sizes and probably about 10 or so colors, but then they introduce new colors every season for a limited time. And I think right now they have about 3 or 4 leathers to choose from. And they retail from about $700 to about $1,000 roughly. I love backpacks, and it's a beautiful bag. It has built-in organization. It's such a stunning and a functional bag, and you can also like pull the straps through and make it into a crossbody or like a handheld bag if you wanted to, which is really great. And I think it's super practical and the functionality is there. So that is why that is my second honorable mention. And yeah, so that is my luxury collection and my luxury wish list, what I'm buying next. I'm hoping that some of those items on my wish list I will be buying within the next year or so. Just a side note, I may be taking a detour from those because I'm planning to go to Los Angeles at the beginning of the year, and I'm trying to get out to one of the luxury outlets out there. So hopefully I may go out there and I may end up buying a bag that is not on my wish list, but they do have a pretty hefty discount. I've watched YouTube videos and seen bags marked down like over $1,000 from regular retail, so I don't feel too bad about deviating from my wish list in that sense. But yeah, I hope you really liked this video. Thank you for watching. It's my first video. And yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And again, my name is Paige of Paige is Found, and I will link my Instagram down below. And yeah, thank you for watching.